What's up, what's up, what's up? This is Mike Raysor on the Lake Dawson Morning Show here in New York City. Today is Monday, it's 6:04 a.m. and today, like I said, as I always do, today is Monday and we're going to be working with the Newbie real estate professional. And real estate professional in general. If you have some questions and some tips that you need help with. But today we're going to be focusing on the aspect of the Newbie real estate agent and how to grow your client base for you, right? So what you want to do is first, you want to find a neighborhood in the state that you live in that you know well or good enough or comfortable with, and you begin to survey that neighborhood. You begin to get into understanding that neighborhood. You have to know the ins and outs of that neighborhood, okay? I mean, thoroughly. If you plan on renting or selling the properties in that neighborhood, you need to know the whole of the base so that when the clients come to you, you know exactly what you're gonna do, okay? So this is key, right? Choose a location you're comfortable with and knowledgeable. Okay, that's what I was just talking about. Study that market, know who bought and sold within a certain time frame and what demographic is in that neighborhood. Okay? You want to, in terms of demographic, what you want to know is you want to know if most people that purchase or rent in that neighborhood are single, married, family oriented, or elderly. Okay, you want to know who purchases and who sells, who rents and whatnot in the area. Okay, what else? Study the market. Know what schools, shopping areas, churches, parks, and transportation is in the neighborhood. Okay, this is very important because some people go to church, some people like to jog in the park, some people like the transportation, some people don't have the job. Have the car. Okay, shopping. Where's the nearest supermarket? Where's the nearest restaurant? Where's the nearest, everything, where's the nearest laundromat? Things of that nature. This way you know how far away the property is from the laundromat or restaurant or whatever, okay? The schools as well, right? So sometimes you get a family that want to put their child in a specific type of school. Where I've had that once on the Upper West Side, where a mother wanted to put her child in a very prestigious elementary school on 86th Street, and she wanted to live a couple blocks up from the school so she could walk to the school with her child and then head right back home to get started on work. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, what else? What sells the most in the neighborhood? Okay, this is the other thing, and I talk about this a lot. What sells the most in the neighborhood? Is it studios, 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, 4 bed? Is it townhomes, brownstones, condos, co-ops? What sells with rents? Okay, that is most important because then it'll tell you the percentage rate that you have in terms of renting a specific type of unit out in that neighborhood, okay? So if majority of the people that rent in that neighborhood are single, meaning there's one person that's renting a unit, that means that you have a better chance of renting out a studio or 1 bedroom than trying to rent out 2 or 3 or 4 bedrooms in that neighborhood, okay? Same thing goes with family. If you find out that most units that are sold are 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms, then that's what you should focus on. That's the key, okay? That's what you should be marketing in your advertisements as well. What else? You need to know the crime rate, okay? You need to know the crime rate, know what happened. You need to know the news. You need to know as much as you possibly can about what's been going on in that neighborhood in terms of crime rate, chemical tests, meaning radon. Make sure there's no chemicals that have been put underneath the ground, which happens sometimes. You want to know that information. You need to know if there are airports in the neighborhood, if there are lumber yards in the neighborhood, or junk yards in the neighborhood. Okay, because one, that'll bring down the value of the property of the house, and that may get the people in the home who's renting or selling sick. Okay, so that's the key. You can get those on City Data, city-data.com. Okay. about the client. All right, so this is the other thing. You want to ask as many questions as you can about the client that you're beginning to work with. Whether they're purchasing or rent, you need to know all of this information, okay? First thing you need to know, do they have pets? Okay, that's number one. When you're actually selling a property to someone or helping someone buy a property, this really doesn't matter, but it's good to know in case the property has something for a pet, like an area where you could wash your dog, you know, that kind of thing. A little small room that's fit for pets, with the little, you know, dog toys and all that good stuff. The other thing is, what square footage are the individuals looking for? You want to know that so you don't waste your time, right? This way, when they go into the property, they're not telling you, oh, this place is too small. We usually have family gatherings, that kind of thing. The other thing is, what is your budget? You need to know what their budget is. You find out what their budget is, and within that price range, that's what you look for. You look for what is in their budget, or maybe just a pinch higher, because sometimes their budget could be pushed up a little higher if things look good. Okay, neighborhood of interest. You need to know what neighborhood they're interested in. When you're renting, when you're finding people to rent the properties, you definitely need to know what neighborhoods they're interested in, and you want to be specific. You want to be strategic in trying to focus on a specific neighborhood that you could find all the real estate in for you to rent the property or to help them buy or sell the property, or you know, that whole thing. Okay, you need to know whether they need a walk-up or elevator building. Walk-up or elevator, pre-war, post-war. Okay, you need to figure out whether that's an inconvenience or it's not an inconvenience. Sometimes elderly people, they need the elevator. Sometimes the elderly also need a doorman, for example. They feel more comfortable with having a doorman there when they come in at home, you know, at home in the evening. Okay, come to their building in the evening. Now you have three types. You have a doorman, electronic doorman, and no doorman. So some people don't mind having an electronic doorman because the door is secure. There's a camera there where someone's watching, that kind of thing. And all you have to do is put your little code in, open the door, you get in, close the door, boom, it's locked. Okay? And no doorman, obviously you just have a key. There's no doorman. You turn the key, you walk in, head upstairs to your property. Then you want to talk about the price range. What price range are they looking for? This is the most important thing, okay? Did I say price range? I might have said price range already. But the price range is very important, so you know which space you're looking to rent and sell or buy with them. Okay, that's the other thing. And lastly is a couple, family, single person, or elderly. That's what's important as well. Are the individuals that you're working with, are they a couple? Are they single? Are they a family? Are they elderly? That's important. You need to find that information out. Don't just blatantly up and go, hey, are you an elderly person? No, don't do that. But what you want to do is you want to meet them, show them several properties based off the questions that you have for them. Usually a real estate brokerage firm will give you a list of questions to ask, or you could go and ask someone, your mentor in the company that we already spoke about that you should be working on these questions. If you ask them, I'm sure they'll be able to help you